Good morning. Getting set up here real quick. There you go. Check. Systems check, right? Check, 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 check. Off our screen. Boom. All right. So we are just continuing with my little morning study project here. For those that are new, I am Peter SAKIEVICH. I am an art professor, arts educator online as well as at my university. And online you can find me at myartprofessor.com, where I teach challenging things that are necessary and make them a lot easier for people to really kind of get into. But every morning I like to get up first thing and jump into a morning study project, so that I've been working a lot with Blender, trying to just kind of get some of the little parts that I haven't known as well knocked out so I understand what I'm doing. And so lately that has been going through this process of sculpting, retopology, and UVing, and now texturing. So hopefully kind of bring this to a finish today. It's like I mostly need to bring things together. Color-wise, kind of bring that to a close. And see how that goes. So I've been using a number of tools here, including there's a retopology called Q-Remeshify that I used for this. There's a new one I want to try that's relatively inexpensive. It works a lot more like the ZBrush remesher. But I'll save that for the next project. And then I've been using Uku Paint to hand paint the textures on here. So I've got a bunch of custom alphas. I actually made these for Procreate a long time ago, and I've used them other places as well. But and then there's some like model cleanup stuff I can figure out what's going on here with this stuff like that. But just about done. So taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, just because I haven't put myself through this process, and I need to figure out what I am going to do next. Someone suggested a dinosaur. That might be interesting, especially if I like do feathers or something on it. You get some good reference for some modern dino stuff. If you want to do, get into the fur and feathers thing, so it's not just drawing scales all the time. But it's like in the more rendered view. So this is loading. So under that kind of lighting. I like painting this face here. It's just so first step first is we are going to integrate some of this color back and forth between horns and the body, as well as some of these other spots. Like this is a little too much right there, but that's not a big deal. But and then some of the individual sectors. It's running a little bit slower than I'd like. I think it's just it's a lot for this machine. It's starting to get a little long in the tooth, and that's something definitely need to factor in. Maybe I won't bother with my layer. That's all I really enjoy. Probably is also, but I think for adding like a decal or something on top, I might consider a new layer. But, knock some of that stuff back. But it doesn't need to be like crazy detail, but if you want to kind of bring it more in line, where my color palettes go. Big. What was there you go. There's my palette. So anyway, welcome to my morning. So let me know if there's any questions or comments. Stop. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's been out here for about like an hour and a half or so. Alright, which one is that? So, let's go this way. Let's see. Still got Swift or something, I think. Good morning. There we go. Good morning. Welcome to my morning study session. Yeah, do let me know if there's any questions or comments out there. Good morning. Let's see there. Alright. Let's see, what's the spacing on that? Stroke, airbrush, jitter, none. I guess airbrush is what's going, so. Why is it spacing like that? Stroke. So we'll just do space. ahead. Good morning. Working on my morning study here, trying to touch this guy up before I'm done. Getting close, I think. Been at it for a bit, but you know, whatever it takes, I say. So. Let's see. I'm going to duplicate this one. Turn this into a drag. And this one's going to be anchored. How's that look? That should be okay. And then can you invert the texture brush type draw? Which is fine. Invert a brush in Blender. Anyway, not that worried about it, but Good morning. Welcome to my morning study session. Working on getting this guy all painted up. Got him a little bit of a lower poly mode at the moment, just to make it easier to texture on here. Do let me know if there's any questions. Good morning, good morning. Let's see how this looks with stuff turned back up. So let's get the viewport back up. It's a little more crispy. And let's turn the render view on, see how that's looking. There it goes. So I like this lighting. And this one. This is black stuff in there. It's probably the ambient occlusion being a little heavy-handed on there. Let's check that. It's on that one in particular, so let's see what's going on over there. Yeah, something's going on there. So let's see. Save. Let's go over to shading. It's just this set. So let's see. Ambient occlusion's there. It's not that far. Why is it so heavy? I think it's something to do with this. Maybe I have to change the color. Alright, let's see. I'm not seeing it over there. Somewhere in there. see how it looks with this. It's not there. Where is that coming from? Hmm. Shouldn't be there. Nowhere else. Why is that there? Not you. Not you. Distance 1. I mean, this should make a difference, but wait a second. Is that it? That is it. All right. So looks like it's coming from. Does that fix it? Mm-hmm. It's back. Let's see, we've got color going to radius and weight. And we don't have that in there, so let's just get rid of this. Radius and weight. And then let's see. Let's see, metallic roughness normal. Metallic roughness normal. And stop it set to 0. Aha, maybe that's it. Something was wrong. 065. There, I fixed it. Fix that part. All right, how about you? All right, I'm gonna pull this on. That. Oh gosh, pick up a friend. Clean house, we're gonna take care of you. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's where the distance comes from. Alright. Color ramp. Oh, there you go. Hello, good morning, Jerry. What will Jerry write? That's a little too much. That's better. We're gonna try to get this thing cleaned up. Let's see. Too wet still. A little bit of reflectivity, but not that much. There's this spot right there. So it is there. Clean that up with texture paint. And let's turn down the multi-res paint. Let's get that fixed up. There it is right there. There's the smear line made. Brush, blend. I thought that was the smear. This one's a blur. That's anchor. Oh, it's right there. Make sure this is set to blend. Smear. Good morning, welcome, welcome. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to my morning study session. So, yeah, it was kind of finally starting to come in. I had to get up and spend about an hour or so working on something new. And so this summer I've been doing a bunch of stuff with Blender just because there's aspects of it that I wanted to understand better. And so this particular, I kind of I make up assignments for myself and want to understand things. Or earlier, I was doing a lot with material nodes, just so I have like a general good understanding of them. And then now, over the last few weeks, I started this, and I wanted to kind of get into the sculpting and some of the processes here, so that I can kind of more comfortably just sit down and sculpt. I've sculpted other things before and textured things in the past, but I just haven't really done it in Blender. So I thought this would be a good, that I should take advantage of these tools and know them a little bit better. And so I've been kind of slowly working my way through this so that I can have a better understanding of it. So trying to figure out what to do next. I'd like to do something with like fur or feathers mixed. Instead of keeping in mind, like this is, lizard's actual size, like in front of me would probably be something like that for his head. So I think it's, reasonably detailed for his scale, but, for zooming in. That's what the looks like up close. But hopefully he looks judgmental enough, right? Like lizards do. Do I convert them into, like, print them out? I mean, I guess I could do that. I have done that once. I took, at my university, we have, 3D printing labs and a bunch of other things. And last year's summer, I did like a 2-day workshop where I learned to use 3D printer, and I printed this guy out. I wish I'd done it bigger. It took him like 5 hours to print this thing out. So, but that was fun, getting this guy printed out finally. It's a model I made on my iPad and textured on my iPad, which is, let me pull it up here. I'm not going to open up the actual file here, but I'm opening up my portfolio here. So he is, there it is, this guy. So I sculpted that. This is actually quite a while ago when I made him. So don't ask to see the geometry on him. But yeah, the portfolio is the same name as my Instagram account, rainlandstudios.com. And I thought he was fun. I did a little render of him in Blender. Let's see if you can see this one. And it has, like, I put like little, like, flashing light inside his head here. Which I don't know how well it shows up, if I recall. But rainlandstudios.com. So it's the same name as my account and as my Instagram account. But it's from a drawing I did, and then I kind of revamped it into this. It's not like a pretty sculpt, but it was kind of fun to do. But yeah, I've done, this is another one that I did on the iPad. This actually started as a demo that I did at the university. It's not what you would call a functional model, but and the texture painting is what's it called voxel painting or whatever. It's where you paint on top of the basically you're using the intersections of the points on the model serve as where, like, the position of the colors are at. I could do, this is the Blender render. Yeah, it's like the lights are on. Yeah, lights are on. So I think this is the Blender render. And these are image planes I painted on the computer. These are like 3D things I've done in the past. Like I like this ship, little racer vehicle. This I did in Blender. Super rough textures and things, but I thought that was fun. This is more for my comic project, actually, to a certain degree. But yeah, I have a bunch of other stuff on here if you haven't been over here. So if you want to sign up for my comic project, there's a link up here where you can do that if you haven't done that, or you can comment comic in the chat, and the bot should get you hooked up with that. But so there's like 2D illustration stuff I've done on the computer and the iPad and different things over the years. Yeah, the Owl Guy was fun. It was funny when I was going. It was actually for a presentation at a university, and was a bit of a challenge because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Like, I was thinking about it. I just wanted to show some of the basics of the program, and I finally was like doodling in my sketchbook and something came up. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on the site that's available. So yeah, thanks for checking it out there. Egg Steve, the 2 eggs on the end, I guess. So you know, this is like all sketchbook stuff, so you can color pencil and whatnot in here too. Yeah, for those that are curious, though, I do teach online. So this is my online course site, myartprofessor.com, and there's even some free stuff here. So if you want to get some free course with some free stuff in there, and I even took funny pictures of myself. So don't let my embarrassment go to waste. But yeah, if you're in the Instagram side, I think if you type like free course, that should the bot will hook you up with that, or you can go to the site, check it out. But it's courses on mostly on perspective drawing, but it's how to kind of make perspective really useful. So it's not just, hey, this is how you do things in perspective. It's like, how do you actually use it to make creative projects, and the difference that makes for your projects. The dog is weaving between my legs over there. But courses I came up with that I have now that I came up with at another university, teaching motion design students and making it really relevant for them in terms of how to use it for cinematic language, which is also really good for stuff like comics or concept art, kind of understanding the lens and how that relates to perspective and drawing from imagination and telling stories. With hopefully more to come soon. I finished off that series this summer finally. I had to do like some final demos for it, kind of polish it off, and then trying to figure out what I should do next. So let's see. But yeah, so yeah, I like to try out different things. This spring I was doing a bunch of acrylic stuff in the morning. So if I were to, do I have those on the website? One button. What is my hardware setup? So this is the computer, the screen right here. This is a Cintiq. Computer is starting to get a little bit old. I'm running a GeForce 3060. I built this computer 4 years ago or something like that now. And now, of course, thank you, AI. Everything is really expensive. And this is our glorious future they've inflicted on us. But, so, I wouldn't mind upgrading the graphics card, especially. I did add an extra hard drive in recently, but that's not really going to affect performance beyond my ability to store things. I want to get stuff off of external drives into the internal so I could get it properly backed up online. So, but yeah, so that's kind of stuff I'm working on. Oh yeah, with the course side, I do have a Discord for it as well. So if you join the free one, there's a link in there that will get you into the My Art Professor Discord. Where I'm posting like inspiration stuff that I find, or tutorials and resources, and I have former students in there posting stuff from time to time from my university stuff. Looks like we've got some people on Twitch trying to post a fake get some AI followers. That's just what I have. I forgot to put this over here. I always forget to move my camera stuff around because I move it around when I'm working through the day. Yeah, yesterday I was working on my iPad. I'm coloring a comic project I'm working on, and so I was working on with that yesterday. So I try to treat the materials and things I use almost as if they're kind of the same uh, program or the same medium to some degree. So whether I'm sculpting or I'm painting or I'm on on the iPad or on the computer or using real paint or ink, um, I found like a really kind of smart way of thinking about things is worrying less about the medium. The medium can do very unique and special things, but I try to spend more time thinking about how design principles and storytelling and expressiveness are facilitated by whatever I'm using at the moment, rather than fussing about the materials as much. And part of that just comes from lots of teaching, and then lots of experimentation with lots of different kinds of mediums. So, um, and let me figure out what's causing this stuff in these artifacts. I mean, they might not be that visible when I actually go down here. Okay, I'm not sure what causes these to happen. Probably, I think it has something to do with this decimation, with this multi-res thing that I'm doing. Smoothing this. I don't think it's in the original model. Let's see if it's in the original model. Let's see. Is it Alt H to uncover the button? There it is. Well, that's the one I just hid. You. It's not on this. No, it's not. Interesting. So maybe we'll go into this one. And let's go into sculpt. Let's see if we can't keep that. Why are you the way you are? Oh, let's go to our page. Not a big deal, but just trying to get this thing done, bring us to a finish. guess what stuff is this? Alright, feels better. Guess we gotta do this here, this way. Let's see if we knock it down. I want to get fixed. Interesting, right? Let's see. Oh, is my audio not on YouTube? Seems like, yeah, it should be working. Yeah, it's working. Right. Freaking me out there for a second. Yeah, it's working. All right. Just double checking. All right, let's go with. This one lost whatever it had for some reason. Hello, over there on the kick side. Good morning. Welcome to my morning study. I don't have a lot of time left this morning, but yeah, 12 minutes. Been working on this sculpt and texturing of this guy. So if you go back to object and go over here, where'd my lighting go? There we go. That's better. So it's working on trying to get this thing done. Been doing a little. This is a study project for myself. I hesitate to put too much more detail on this because he's, you know, because of my computer being the state it's in. But so it's mostly done. I might touch it up a little tomorrow or something on my own. But I need to come up with a new project. And let's see, this needs to be cleaned up. Let's see, Shift X. Over here. Clean up these. Good morning. Good morning. Just bringing this, I think, to a close. Hopefully. Save early, save often, right? That's the rule, I believe. Um, But I think we're probably done for today. I might be done with this just in terms of live stream. The only thing I'd want to do really left is a little bit of touch up, maybe. Let it sit for a little bit and then do a render. Just to kind of, so I want to put something behind his head so it's not just this flat thing, but some kind of geometry to cover that up. But it's got too much subsurface scattering on it. You can see how much it's going through. Try that out a little bit. See these shading. Subsurface overlay. Tell how much is going through. I think they're done. Most of this is pretty good. The lighting's not the best on them, but yeah, I want a little bit of geometry behind him. Go back to object. Why? edit, select, select, and I want to mark sharp, 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 and object smooth. Spot. Something really basic. Black. There, shine. There we go. They're coming from this the original sculpt. I think you could make it stretched over the multi-res. That's where that shows up. So, show here. Yeah, those are like some minor touch-ups. I think this guy's done. I could play with this render plugin. Blender shot. I'll probably set some lights or something. Anyway, appreciate everybody that came in for my little morning study. We can call it there, and we'll talk to you all later.